Okay. Hi, I'm here with our application problem for today. This one is not as difficult as yesterday's was. I'm just going to move on from yesterday's because that one was pretty difficult. So we're going to move on to this one. So I'm going to read it first. Remember, when you are listening to me read the problem, I want you to be listening for some clue words, or words that are going to help you know what we're supposed to do to solve this problem, okay? So here's what it says. Marcus had 6 pieces of candy. He decided to give some to his mother and keep some for himself. Use pictures and numbers to show 2 ways that Marcus could have split up 6 pieces of his candy. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at that first sentence. Marcus had 6 pieces of candy. I don't know that really his name is important, but I am going to give it a little underline just because we need to know how many people we have that we're dividing up the candy for, okay? So Marcus had 6. 6 is very important because that's how many pieces of candy he had. He decided to give some to his mother. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and underline the word give because that means he's going to give some away. Some, because it doesn't really give us a set number, okay? And to his mother. And I'm going to underline mother because that's going to show us that there's 2 people in this problem that he's dividing up his candy for. So Marcus is the first person, his mother is the second. Okay. And keep some for himself. He's going to keep some. Use pictures and numbers to show 2 ways that Marcus could have split up 6 pieces of his candy. So we are going to show 2 ways that Marcus could have split up 6 pieces of his candy. Okay, so this one's a little bit more difficult because we know that he has 6 pieces of candy, but we are going to be making 2 number bonds and 2 number sentences that describe 2 different ways he could have divided it up between himself and his mother. So at this point, I'm going to have you press pause because I want you to go collect 6 items at home. They can be little, they don't have to be the same, just 6 items, and we're going to pretend those are your candy. So I have 6 links. That's going to be my pretend candy to help me solve this problem. Okay, so go ahead, hit pause, go collect something of 6 items, come back, press play, and I will show you how to solve this problem. Okay, so hopefully you got 6 items. So I am going to use these little links. Those are going to be my pretend candy. I don't care what you guys chose to use for your 6 items. It can be anything. But I'm going to show you an easy way to come up with 2 number bonds and 2 number sentences. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do, this says way 1, way number 1. This is the first way we're going to come up with. So it's important to remember how many pieces of candy Marcus had all together. Remember, in our story problem, it says he had 6 pieces. So I'm going to write that number 6 at the top of my number bond, okay? Because that means this is all together, right? He had 6 pieces all together. So here's how you're going to solve this problem. You are going, you have 6 pieces of candy, pretend pieces of candy in your hand. Okay, so you can either set them down on the table in front of you, or you can put them behind your back. I am going to, I'm trying to figure out how you can see. I don't want to do that. Okay, I'm going to go like this with my 6 pieces of candy. Okay, I'm going to mix them all up in my hand, and then I'm going to stop and have some in one hand and some in the other hand. Okay? So I'm going to count how many are in my first hand. because this is going to be how many I'm going to give to my mother. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to write the number 4. Then I'm going to count how many are in this other hand, because this is how many I'm going to keep for myself. 1, 2. So if I look at the number bond, remember I have 6 pieces, I split it up, I'm giving 4 to my mom, 2 for myself, so I can say 4 plus 2 equals 6. Do you see how I did that? Okay, let's do it with this other side. So again, how many pieces of candy does Marcus have all together? How many does he start with? You look at the number problem to see. He starts with 6. 6. Okay, so I'm going to take my 6 pretend pieces of candy, and I'm going to mix them, mix them, mix them. Whoops, I dropped one. Let me pick that up. Oh, where did it go? Found it. Oh, found it. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I have some in this hand, some in this hand. So I'm going to go ahead and count. This hand is going to be how many I give my mother. So let's count. I only have one piece of candy in that hand. Okay, so then I'm going to count how many I have in this hand. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pieces for myself. So then remember, I'm going to use my number bond to create a number sentence. 1 plus 5 equals 6. So I'm going to write that. 1 plus 5 equals 6. Okay? Do you see how I did that? This one should be a little bit easier for you to manage today than the one yesterday. That one was way too hard. Okay, so go back into Seesaw, go ahead and try this assignment on your own, do your best work, and as always, thanks for watching.